Hostess. Wonderful to see you. Yes. Go ahead and take a seat. Thank you very much for being so punctual and on time. That's a really wonderful thing. Well, there's actually psychological reasons for people who are chronically late. The main reason people who are never on time is it's not because they're being lazy. No. When people who are chronically late to appointments and they're holding up the progress of the team or whatever meeting they're supposed to be going to, what those people are actually doing is dominating. In other words, they're existing or exerting their control over the other people by their absence and not being able to start on time. It's making the whole team, the whole group, wait for that person. So, if you're late one time, let's be honest, that's not a big deal. But if you're the type of person that's late again, you're chronically late to things, and you're always making people wait for you, yeah, that's a way of dominating other people. And for me, that's not a very productive way of being part of a team. It's not a good way of being a contribution. Wouldn't you agree? So, let's start off with a little exercise. But you didn't do that. No, you were very on time. I do really appreciate it. There's one less thing that we get to work with. Have to work through, get to work through. Yeah, always watching our language, yes. Okay. So, fine, don't we? Can you look me in the eyes, please? Right there, good. Okay, look me right in the eyes. Let's take a breath together. And we're going to relax all the main points of tension in our bodies, right? We'll start off as the jaw. Make sure we're not clenching our jaw. Relax your neck. Relax your shoulders. Very good. Relax your abdomen. Good. Relax your legs. Good. And your feet. And go ahead and put your feet flat on the ground with me for a moment. Just like that. Good. Flat feet. I want you to feel grounded and connected. I want to ask, where are you right now? No, I don't mean in my office, although that is where you are physically. I mean in your mind. Where are you in your mind right now? I get the feeling that you're not truly present in the moment. Yeah, it's not a bad thing. It's not a judgment statement. It's a what is. Do you think you're fully present with me right now? And it's totally okay if you're not. Yeah. Okay. You've got a very active mind right now. Yeah. A lot on your plate, sure. Does it feel like there's a lot of weight on your shoulders? Yeah. A lot of stress and deadlines and a lot of fears. Yes, okay. Well, let's see if we can bring our attention in. And let's see if we can get out of these mind projected futures, right? The wreckage of our futures, yes? And let's bring ourselves into the right here and now. Okay? So we'll do that consciously. With practice, it will be easier and easier, and your unconscious mind will actually stay in the present moment for longer and longer. But like anything in life, it takes practice. So let's practice, you and me, together. Okay? Good. Good. Now can you look at me in the eyes again? Very nice. Very nice. Thank you so much. Just try to maintain eye contact with me. And know in your deepest heart of hearts that all I am sending to you right now is love, connection, and no judgment. Okay? Does that land for you right now? Okay, good. Good. Very nice. Try to stay looking at me. I know it can be difficult, yes, to maintain eye contact, but try with me for a moment here, just a little bit longer. And let's do a little game. We'll close our eyes, and when we open them, we'll make exactly 10 seconds of eye contact. Okay? Nice and easy, just like that. Okay, good. So let's go ahead and close our eyes just here and open them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Very good. Very good. And if you find yourself struggling with making eye contact, and we're going to keep working on bringing our attention into the present moment. And it's interesting, you know, I heard my dog barking outside just now. And it completely pulled me out of the present moment. Here I was sitting and connecting with you, and when I heard my dog bark, I got very self-conscious. Do you know? Because I'm really focused and committed that you and I, we have a very powerful connection and experience here today, this evening. And I got angry at my dog because it felt like almost like ruining the moment, you know. But I have to remind myself it's a perfect example of Lucy's just doing what Lucy does. She's just protecting, alerting, right? She's letting me know that there are people around, that there are possible dangers, although not really. I do wish she would listen a bit better sometimes. But I have to remind myself to be grateful, to be happy to have a dog that loves us and that certainly cares about you, enjoys your company very much as well. I know how much you care about Lucy. And it's okay if she occasionally barks. So, forgive me for being pulled out of the session for a moment. So let's take some time to reground ourselves and continue, shall we? Great. So, was there anything in particular that you wanted to discuss this week? How are your core relationships doing? How are you talking with your parents? And how are those conversations going? Mm-hmm. Okay. And any new updates with your significant other? Okay. Okay. Well, we can certainly always work on more effective communication. It is certainly one of the communicating, as a human being is one of the possibly the most important skill that we can master. It's utterly vital and crucial that we are able to express ourselves clearly and in a way that is precise and thoughtful, yes, and articulate, yes. And even so, we've been talking since we were babies, yes. We still find communicating as adults quite difficult, don't we? Yes. Well, it certainly can be challenging. Well, certainly, one of the most effective things we can do to be powerful communicators is to let go of our ego. I know. Well, the problem is with the egos. The ego, on the one hand, it gets things done, The ego wants to look good. Yes, the ego wants to be right. Yeah, wants to look good and it wants to be right. The ego does not want to look bad. The ego does not want to be wrong. And in order to have really powerful, really strong communication, we must begin with the idea of being able to give up being right, even when you know you are. You want to give up the idea of being right, even when you know you are. That's one of the true hallmarks of a great and powerful communicator, is that they're not making the people they're talking to wrong. They're not judging the people they're talking to or looking down upon. They are listening and being empathetic and sympathetic and caring and thoughtful. There's very little room for being right outside of a classroom debate. Yeah. If you really want to have powerful communication with your parents, with your significant other, with your siblings, with your friends, your colleagues, the people that are important to you, it's very, very important that we give up being right, even when we know we are. Well, let me give you one example, okay? Have you ever changed somebody's mind by telling them the idea was stupid? Have you? I don't think I ever have. In fact, mostly the opposite happens, right? If somebody tells you an idea and you don't like it, and you tell them the idea is a bad idea, it's a dumb idea, what does it do? Well, they dig down deeper and they double down on the idea, don't they? They don't change the mind. You know, it's part of human nature, and that's the ego. The ego is sitting there protecting itself, and when you challenge somebody, somebody's idea, sadly, there are very, very few people who are able to separate. There are very, very few people who are able to separate their ideas from who they are. Right. Well, certainly look at politics these days, yes. You have two very, very stubborn sides, and they both are convinced that they're right and that the other people are bad and wrong and dangerous. And both sides believe the same thing. And if you tell one person on one side not to think that, what are they going to do? If you say they're crazy, will that make any difference? No, makes no difference at all. It's not effective communication. So what do we need to first do? That's right. Give up being right. Give up being right, even and especially when you know you are. In this way, you can actually hear a conversation rather than just reacting to a conversation. Actually listening to the other person's point of view, and not just reacting, because the reaction is the ego. Yes. So you want to imagine, even if you completely 100% disagree with the person, if you would like to be an effective communicator, try to see the world through their eyes. I know, much easier said than done. I know. Well, this goes for any kind of leadership position as well, in the sense that then you're a leader, you're a project manager, you're a director, you're any kind of person in authority. On the one hand, you must be able to effectively communicate your mission, right? So let's say you're a teacher and you want to get a certain mathematical concept across to your classroom. Well, you need to be able to effectively, clearly and articulately describe what you're doing in your thought process. But if you have ego in there, and if you're trying to look good and be impressive and show and look how smart you are, look what a brainiac you are, do you think that will have a positive or negative effect on the class? Negative, exactly. You don't want to learn from somebody who comes across as a show-off, because as you and I know, when somebody is being a show-off, all that is a mask for vulnerability, right? When somebody is being boastful and showing off and all, look at me, 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 that's a mask for vulnerability. It's ego. Yes. So with any attempt at powerful, connected communication, we first must start with trying to not trying. What does Yoda say? What does Yoda say? Do or do not? There is no try. Yes. We've got to be like Yoda. Yeah, we can't try to let go of the ego. We can't try to let go of being right, of looking good. You can't try. You just have to do. You just have to let that go. And it'll be amazing what you find opens up in the presence of letting go. That one's one of my favorite song lyrics. It's from Alanis Morissette. You know, it's a great Canadian singer-songwriter. And the song is called Thank You, or Thank You India. And there's a great line where she says, the moment I let go of it was the moment I got more than I could handle. The moment I jumped off of it was the moment I touched down. There's an old adage, you know, how do you catch a monkey or a chimpanzee? Well, what you do is you have a cage, okay, with sin bars, and inside the cage you put a banana, okay? And the monkey will go up and they'll reach the hand inside of the cage and they'll grab the banana and they won't let go. The hunter or the trapper can walk right up to the monkey, and the monkey is so obsessed with having that banana, it'll fight, it'll grip, it'll smack its hand against the cage with the banana, but it won't let go. And because it won't let go, it gets caught, it gets trapped. So we have to be the same way. The ego wants to hold on. wants to hold, it wants to protect, it wants to hoard goodies and feelings. But it also, at the exact same time, it's trying to protect us. It's trapping us. So what I want you to practice this week is letting go. Let go of those bananas. Let go of being right. Let go of looking good. Yes. And look, we're all going to catch ourselves getting angry and frustrated, just like I did with Lucy, a bit earlier. I got frustrated. But the point is, how quickly can we let go of the anger and the frustration? How quickly can we leave the frustrated state of the ego, get present, and let go of being right? So that's our little assignment, okay? Wunderbar. Well, thank you very much for coming in. Thank you for being on time. Thank you for your warm connection. And I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful week. And I very much look forward to seeing you again. Okay? Ausgezeichnet. This means excellent. One of my favorite words. Okay. Take care. I'll see you soon.